Hey friends, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a what sold on Poshmark video. I've done a few of these in the past and I always get a lot of feedback and requests to do more of these types of videos. I think it really helps for you to see what things actually sell for, how much they sell for, and what types of items sell quickly. I know I show a lot of haul videos. I show you what I like to pick up and you can kind of see when I pick it up. So I think showing this other end of the spectrum will just bring it full circle and show you how much you can potentially earn on Poshmark. And for those of you who aren't familiar, I am a full-time clothing seller over on the Poshmark app. My username is EMPTYHANGER. Share tons of behind the scenes of my journey here on this channel, as well as other lifestyle stuff. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, I have my 15 most recent sales pulled up on my phone. I actually shipped a lot of these out and I pre-bagged my inventory, so I don't have the actual item to show you, but I am gonna go ahead and insert a photo on the screen of the item and also a close-up of the label. So if you're not familiar with the brand, you have an idea of what to look out for if you wanna keep an eye out for these items when you're outsourcing. So also keep in mind that Poshmark takes 20% as their fee on your sale price, and if it's under $15, they take a flat $2.95. So I'm just going to be going through the price that the item sold for as I go through the items, and then at the very end I'll talk about, you know, how much was taken out for the fees. So let's just go ahead and get into the first item, which is a Lululemon jacket. So it is the Define jacket. It's one of their classic styles, but this is more of a rare print. It was a what was the print called? Rose herringbone. And I listed this at $60. I got an offer of $50 within hours of listing it. And this item, it was in good condition. There was just a little bit of paint chipping on the zippers on the pockets. So kind of a small thing, but I went ahead and accepted that offer because I thought that was really reasonable, especially since I had just listed it and it wasn't in perfect condition. So it sold for $50 within hours. And this came from my most recent grandma thrift haul. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link that video up above. You can check it out. And then the next item is actually another piece of Lululemon. It is the Lululemon Wonder Undercrop leggings, and these were the herringbone knit design. So the herringbone knit is really popular. It's thick, it's stretchy, so if you see that, definitely pick it up. And I listed these for $50 and I got an offer of $45 within hours of listing it. I went ahead and accepted it. $5 off is definitely a reasonable offer in my books. So they sold for $45, and yeah, this was also in the grandma thrift haul, my most recent one. But you have to think about, you know, what people are looking for. And right now, people are doing their New Year's resolutions. They're working out more. They want to look good at the gym, or they're looking for stuff that's going to fit them right now. So keep an eye out for athletic wear as you're outsourcing, or if you have any that's not listed, definitely get it listed right now because it's hot. And then the next item is a Natori nightgown or chemise. It's a really beautiful Asian floral print, like satiny nightgown. And this sold, let's see, I had it listed at $35 and I got an offer of $25. I went ahead and accepted that offer. At first, I probably would have liked to get a little bit more, but $25 is fine. I've had this item listed probably like 5 months now. So I went ahead and sold that for $25. And I love looking through the sleepwear section, the lingerie section at Goodwill or when I'm outsourcing, because you can find a lot of hidden gems in there. Natori is a good brand. There's a bunch of other ones, Eberge, some older Victoria's Secret does really well, but yeah, keep an eye out for that section. I would definitely still pick that up again. And then the next item is another Lululemon item, and it is a pair of navy blue workout capris. And I didn't even look up the name of these leggings because a lot of them look really similar. These were just some plain navy blue ones, so I didn't put like the specific name, but I listed them for $50 because they looked brand new. They were a really pretty color, and I got an offer of $40 within hours of listing them, so I went ahead and accepted it. Someone clearly liked this style even though I didn't know what it was, but $40 for those I'm very happy with. Okay, the next item is a Joie Silk racerback tank, and I have had this item listed for probably like 6 or 7 months. I used to pick up this brand all the time, but honestly, I don't pick it up as much anymore because to me, it's just not as popular as it used to be. I had this tank top listed at $40 and I got an offer of $25 and I went ahead and just accepted it. I didn't counter or anything because I didn't have a lot of interest in this piece and it had been sitting for quite a while. I don't pick up joie as much as I used to. Like, their stuff retails for a lot. It's really nice quality. Like, this tank top probably sold for over $200 originally, but it's just not as popular as it used to be. So even though something is a nice brand and retails for a lot, it doesn't necessarily mean the resale value is going to be a lot. So I still pick up some joie pieces. I really like soft joie, which is more of like their casual line. They do a lot of sweaters and plaid tops. Those tend to sell better for me, but these silk pieces from joie just don't do as well as they used to. So I don't know if I would pick that up again. It just took so long and it wasn't like a huge profit, but it did sell, so I'm happy with that. And then the next item is another Lululemon piece. It was a great piece. This was a cowl neck sweatshirt pullover and it was gray. It was just really cozy. And I had this listed at $60. I think I either listed it at 60 or 65. I think I listed it at 60. And I got an offer for $50 within, you know, hours of listing it. And I went ahead and accepted that offer. I thought that was reasonable. And also you're gonna see I take a lot of offers on stuff, but I like to maintain like a pretty reasonable you know, frame that the offer is within. So if someone offers something really low, I get this question all the time, what do? I always counter them. So I'm always gonna counter with whatever my lowest is that I'm gonna accept, and then they might come back and say something else. I'm gonna continue to counter with my lowest until they either meet me or decline. But if the offer is reasonable, I go ahead and take it. And especially when it's something that is newly listed, because I think a lot of times people are shopping Poshmark, they're looking at a brand and then they're sorting by just in, and they want something that is new, listed right then, not something that's been sitting around. So yeah, I like to sell my stuff pretty quickly, but I still want to get the price that I expect for it. So I priced pretty reasonable. I take reasonable offers, but I always counter even lowball offers. So sorry I went off on a tangent there, but yeah, Lululemon, that last piece sold for $50 and I was happy with that. Okay, the next item is a belt, and honestly, I think I talk about belts in like every video of mine, and I've had a lot of you guys on Instagram tag me in your stories saying you've started picking up belts and they're doing well for you, so I'm really happy with that. This belt was by a brand Hyde. I have never heard of it before, but it was a really cool tooled leather belt. It just looked like it would look really awesome with some jeans and a sweater or like a graphic tee. So I listed this belt at $35. I had an offer of $28 and I went ahead and accepted that. I probably had this listed for 2 months, so it sold pretty quickly. And yeah, belts are really easy to photograph. They're easy to store, easy to list. So belts, keep those in mind for sure. Okay, the next item is a Free People item. I love my Free People. Free People and Anthropologie are like my favorite brands to sell. And this was a Free People jumpsuit. I actually found this at the Free People outlet. It's a Free People Anthropologie Urban Outfitters outlet in Augusta, Georgia. And I go there like maybe twice a year. It's like a couple hours from me. And this I found my most recent trip, which was like Black Friday that weekend. And I think I had it listed at $75. I accepted an offer of $58, which I thought was pretty reasonable. I didn't have it listed too long, but this was something that was still being sold on the Free People website, so it was still, you know, pretty sought after. And yeah, $58 for that from the outlet. I am happy with that. Okay, the next item is actually another piece from Grandma Hanger. So you guys know Grandma's an amazing thrifter and she finds really good stuff. And this was a cabbie piece, and I used to pick up cabbie a lot. I kind of stopped picking it up mainly because I'm really focusing on the branding of my closet, and I kind of want all my pieces to go together and be cohesive. And cabbie, that style, doesn't necessarily go with all the other stuff that I post all the time. Sometimes I still pick it up, if that makes sense. But anyways, Grandma found this piece and she sent it to me, and it was an elephant print blouse. I listed it at $35, and I think I've had this listed for a little over a month now, and it's sold full price. So someone just came in and bought it. So grandma knew, even though I might not have picked that up because I don't always pick up cabbie, she picked it up, and yeah, it sold full price. So also, I'm gonna put this label on the screen again. This is the new cabbie label. If I pick it up or if she picks it up, I have told her to only pick up the square label because that's the newer label. Okay, the next item is a graphic tee. As you can tell, I'm wearing one. I love band tees, and I actually wanted to keep this one for myself, so I'm glad it sold because that just meant I didn't need it in my closet. But it was a Motorhead tee, and the brand was Divided, which is actually a brand from H&M, or I think it's like a part of H&M. And I don't always pick up H&M, but I picked this up specifically because it was a graphic tee, it was a band tee, and it was really cool. Like, it was just a really cool graphic. And I listed it at $35, which, yes, that's probably more than H&M sold it for, but this piece was sold out. It had been worn by a celebrity, and people are looking for, you know, band tees right now. It's just a certain trendy kind of thing, and they want good quality, so they're willing to pay a little bit more. And I listed it at $35. I got an offer of $30. No, I listed it at $35. I got an offer of $25, but I wanted $30 at least on this piece, so I countered $30 and she accepted it. So I did counter her, and we met in the middle, which that's great. So I pretty much always pick up really cool band tees. Okay, the next item is another piece from the Anthropologie Free People outlet store, and it was a bridal belt. So Anthropologie has a bridal you know, offshoot or division that is called Beholden, and this was a really gorgeous crystal embellished bridal belt, and I think I got 5 or 6 of these when I went to the outlet in November, and they have all sold. So they all sold pretty much within like a month. And this one I had listed at $35 or $40, I can't remember. A lot of them did have like tiny little flaws that someone could probably fix themselves. So yeah, I listed it a little bit lower, but I got an offer of $28, and I went ahead and accepted it. It was the last bridal belt that I had. Okay, sorry for that interruption. My dog Macon, if you guys have seen him, he is a guard dog. He's little, but he packs a mighty punch. So if he hears something, he likes to bark. And anyways, I was just saying that that was the last of my Beholden bridal belts. I went ahead and took that offer, and that was my first time buying those. I've bought Beholden wedding dresses before at the outlet, but I had never tried the bridal accessories. So I think I will definitely pick those up next time because they sold so fast. And the next item is another Anthropologie item. This actually came from the huge estate sale haul that I did. I did a couple of them, so I'll link that playlist up above if you haven't seen it. But basically, the lady was an Anthropologie buyer, so she had a ton of new with tags Anthropologie. And this item, I think it was new without tags. Like, it had the extra button, but it didn't have the retail tag, and it was a really gorgeous cable knit cardigan sweater, and it sold full price for $85. So I had it listed for $85. Someone just came in and bought it, and that was a great sale. I love selling Anthropologie sweaters, and all that stuff from that estate sale is just my favorite. Okay, the next item is a brand that I do pick up quite a bit, but now I'm being a little bit more picky with it. It's Show Me Your Muumuu. Show Me Your Muumuu is like a bohemian, they do a lot of printed pieces, just really cool, more casual style. And this piece was a tunic. It was floral print. I had it listed at, I want to say $75, which was on the higher end for this particular piece, but I like to list on the higher end for this muumuu stuff because you never know who's looking for it. So I got an offer of $50, and I have had this one probably for like 4 or 5 months. I went ahead and accepted it because I was happy with that profit, and I hadn't had a ton of offers on this piece. I didn't have a ton of interest. So I went ahead and moved that item by accepting the offer of $50. But again, I'm a little more picky with which Show Me Your Muumuu pieces I pick up, just because some are a little bit more popular and people are looking for those versus others. So I usually will look up the items when I'm outsourcing and see if there's a lot of them listed on Poshmark or if they've sold for a lot. So I do my research on those before I buy them. And then the next item was actually something that was from my personal closet. So it was a phone case. The brand is Zero Gravity, which is a good phone case brand, but I recently upgraded my phone to the iPhone X, and I had to sell my 8 Plus cases. So yeah, this was mine, and I listed it at $20, and I accepted an offer of $15. I thought that was a good offer, and you know, whenever I sell stuff from my own closet, I'm kind of just like, all right, cool, like whatever I can get for it. The last thing is one more thing from the Anthropologie Free People outlet, and it was actually a necklace. So it was a really beautiful bib style, just like gold ladder necklace. And like I mentioned before, I had never picked up bridal stuff from them as far as accessories. I also had never picked up jewelry from them, but I found a lot of really cool necklaces when I was there this time. So I did pick up a bunch, and I would say at least half of them have sold. So I've been really pleased with that. And I did list this one at $35, and I think she offered me like 15 or 20 to begin with. I countered 30, and then she actually countered 25. I went ahead and accepted it because I felt like that was a good price for this style. And I also was like experimenting with my cover shots on these jewelry pieces because I haven't sold a ton of jewelry before. So you can see, I'll put it up on the screen again, I kind of laid it over a graphic tee that I was also selling in my Poshmark closet, just to give them an idea of a way they could style it, but also maybe potentially sell the graphic tee also. But yeah, this necklace just sold by itself for $25. Okay, so those were my 15 most recent sales on Poshmark, and it was 15 items, so I didn't have any bundle sales, and a majority of those were done through offers, whether I just went ahead and accepted an offer or whether I countered. And I didn't do any offers to likers during that time period, so that's why you didn't see any of those. I also did have a couple full price sales, so they do happen, and it's always lovely when it does. And then my total for those 15 items was $589 in gross sales. After the Poshmark fee was taken out, it was $471. Those were my earnings. Now my net earnings are going to be after I take out my cost of goods and, you know, whatever I set aside for taxes, but I don't share my cost of goods on this channel. It's just a personal business decision, but hopefully you understand. And I think this is helpful, or from what I've heard from feedback, is this is helpful again, just to see what items are selling, how much they're selling for, how quickly they're selling for, etc. So if you do like these kinds of videos and you like this format, give me a thumbs up, let me know down in the comments below, and I might turn it into a weekly series just to kind of keep up on this and show you what's selling, because it's always changing depending on time of year and brands and popularity and trends. So yeah, it's always changing what is selling. You have to keep it in mind and adapt. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.